Have you ever paused for a moment, maybe after catching your reflection in a shop window or noticing a reaction from someone passing by, and wondered, do I still turn heads? If so, you're not alone. As we grow older, a lot of us start to question whether that magnetic quality we once possessed is still there. The truth is, genuine beauty doesn't vanish with the passage of time. It evolves. And sometimes that evolved form of attractiveness is so deeply ingrained in who you are that you don't even realize how strongly it radiates. In this video, I want to talk directly to those of you who might think your sparkle has dimmed or that your best days are behind you. Stick with me until the very end, because I'll share 7 clear-cut signs that prove you might be far more captivating, graceful, and downright good-looking than you give yourself credit for. Believe me, age is not the enemy of beauty. In many cases, it enhances it in ways you never expected. And here's the secret twist. I'll be speaking as a man who's observed, admired, and respected countless remarkable women in my life. Women who possess an understated yet dazzling allure, even in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. If that sounds like something you want to hear more about, stay tuned. By the time you finish this video, you might walk away with a renewed sense of confidence and a fresh outlook on what real attractiveness looks like in later years. Let's jump in and explore those 7 signs. But don't blink. You might realize you've possessed these qualities all along without ever noticing. 1. People praise your energy or vibe, rather than just your looks. One of the most prominent signs that you're truly attractive, especially in a more mature phase of life, is that people pay you compliments on qualities beyond mere physical features. Think about it. In your teens or 20s, compliments might have been almost exclusively about, say, your hair, your figure, or how your new outfit perfectly accentuates your silhouette. But as you gain life experience, the conversation often shifts to a completely different realm. Ever heard someone say something like this to you? Shimani, I just love your energy. It's so calming and positive. You always make everyone feel so comfortable and welcome. No, there's something about your presence that lights up a room. When people remark on your spirit, your warmth, or your aura, it means they're responding to an attractiveness that goes beyond the superficial. It's a kind of magnetism that stems from your character, your kindness, and how you carry yourself through life. That kind of beauty isn't fleeting. It has roots that only grow deeper with time. I recall one moment with an older friend of mine, let's call her Sarah, who was in her late 60s. We were out at a family gathering, and a neighbor said, "Sarah, whenever you come around, I swear everyone just seems more relaxed." That wasn't simply about how Sarah looked or what clothes she wore. It was about the emotional atmosphere she created. If you're receiving these kinds of remarks, trust me, you've got an allure that's more powerful than any skin serum or flashy outfit. Why this matters for attraction? People are drawn to how you make them feel. Genuine warmth and empathy can be far more compelling than mere physical perfection. If your presence alone is enough to elevate the mood in a room, that's a sign of deep, resonant appeal. Take a second to reflect. Have you heard these sorts of compliments in recent months or even years? If so, hold on to them. They're a reflection of a powerful undercurrent of attractiveness, one that stands the test of time. Stay with me here because the next sign digs into something that might surprise you. How younger generations react to your style and overall vibe. 2. Younger people ask about your style or admire your grace. Let's be honest. Youth often comes with a sprinkle of fashion experimentation and a natural glow. But if you're well past your 20s, 30s, or even 40s, and you still have younger folks coming up to you with questions like, "Where did you get that lovely scarf?" Or, "I hope I can look that poised when I'm older," take note. That's a major indicator that your attractiveness has transcended mere trends. People sometimes underestimate what it means when those from a younger generation express admiration or curiosity about your look, your accessories, or even your demeanor. It isn't just about clothes or hairstyles. It's about how you harmonize your outward presentation with the unique personality you've cultivated over a lifetime. Younger people notice sophistication and authenticity. If they sense those qualities in you, that's a stronger stamp of approval than any magazine cover could offer. A real-life example. I used to volunteer at a local community center where a lovely lady, Beatrice, often helped out. She was probably in her 70s. One day, a teenage girl asked her, "I really like your purse. Where can I get something like that?" Beatrice laughed and said, "Oh, this old thing? I've had it for years." The teenage girl responded, "Well, it looks so classy on you. I want something that suits me that well." That wasn't just about the purse. It was about how it fit Beatrice's aura of elegance and her self-assurance. Young people, despite all the latest trends and social media influences, still recognized and respected that timeless style. Think about that for a moment. Younger generations who have every fast fashion option at their fingertips are looking to you for inspiration. That says a whole lot about how you carry yourself. So if you found yourself in similar situations, don't shrug them off. That's no coincidence. It signals that your beauty and style have the power to bridge generational gaps. An impressive feat, to say the least. But don't go anywhere yet. The third sign might be the one you least expect. How people in general respond when you open your mouth and speak your mind. 3. People give you their full attention when you speak. Have you ever been in a conversation, maybe at a social gathering, a community event, or even just a local meetup, and notice that the moment you start sharing your thoughts, the energy in the room shifts? Suddenly, eyes are locked on you. Phones are set aside. Folks are leaning in, genuinely listening. If that sounds familiar, let me tell you, that's one of the clearest signs of deep-rooted attractiveness. Why is that? Because humans are wired to pay attention to people who exude a certain presence. And presence isn't just about what you look like. It's about how you hold yourself, the confidence in your voice, the authenticity behind your words. Especially in a world where distractions, like phones, notifications, or a million other competing stimuli are everywhere, capturing someone's undivided attention is no small feat. For example, a friend of mine once mentioned that his aunt, who was in her late 70s, had this uncanny ability to command a room simply by sharing a brief anecdote. It didn't matter if the story was about her day at the supermarket or some childhood memory. People just wanted to hear more. They asked follow-up questions. They laughed when she laughed. They nodded thoughtfully when she made a meaningful point. That's a level of magnetic charm that goes far beyond anything fleeting like a trendy hairstyle or an on-point outfit. If you notice that people genuinely listen to you, if they maintain eye contact, smile, or show that they're fully engaged, then you possess a kind of allure that's both intellectual and emotional. It's not forced, it's not rehearsed, and it certainly isn't superficial. It's something that resonates deeply because it stems from who you truly are. Pro tip for harnessing this sign even more: speak with intention. Choose topics that genuinely excite or move you. Passion is contagious. Make direct eye contact when possible. Don't be afraid to pause and let your words sink in. Listen as much as you speak. When people feel heard and valued, they become even more interested in what you have to say. So if you're consistently seeing heads turn or noticing that the chatter in the room quiets when you start to speak, believe me, you're more compelling than you might ever give yourself credit for. Ready for sign number 4? This one dives into some specifics about personal appearance, but not in the way you might expect. 4. Compliments on specific physical traits like your hair, skin, or posture. Let's be clear. We're not talking about random remarks like, "Oh, your hair is nice." We're talking about genuine, sometimes unexpected compliments that zero in on subtle but meaningful aspects of your appearance. Things that generally only stand out when they convey vitality, elegance, or meticulous care. For instance, someone might say, "Your silver hair is absolutely stunning," or "Your posture is so elegant. You carry yourself like someone half your age." Tarash, or even, "I can't believe how radiant your skin looks. What's your secret?" When people take the time to comment on these details, it often indicates that they see a bigger picture. They see that you are aging in a way that reflects self-respect, self-care, and a certain glow that no wrinkle cream alone can replicate. There's an old saying, "Your face in your youth is the one nature gave you, but your face in your older years is the one you've earned." The same logic applies to your posture and overall aura. How you carry yourself physically is often a direct reflection of your inner well-being. Remember Helen Mirren's famously confident stance on red carpets? That's not about trying to look young. It's about owning who you are at every age, embracing every story your body carries while still presenting it in a way that highlights your natural strengths. The beauty behind a poised posture or healthy-looking skin is that it tells the world you value yourself enough to care, even in the simplest ways. And here's the kicker. People don't usually offer these kinds of compliments if they're not genuinely struck by something about you. It might be that your gray hair catches the light just right, giving you an almost ethereal glow, or that your skin seems to reflect an inner peace or consistent self-care routine. When you hear these remarks, don't brush them off as mere politeness. Take a moment to let the words sink in. It's evidence that you're doing something right. Small tips to keep nurturing this aspect of yourself. If you can, keep up with moderate exercise or stretching routines. Strong posture comes from strong muscles. Embrace your natural hair color or invest in a style that genuinely resonates with who you are now, rather than who you were 20 years ago. Hydration and nutrition aren't just buzzwords. They literally show up on your skin and in your energy levels. All these little efforts add up to a vibrant, attractive presence that people notice. Now let's head over to the fifth sign, which delves into the powerful force of confidence and the kind of reaction it often sparks in others. 5. People acknowledge your self-confidence and treat you with respect. It's no secret that one of the most universally attractive qualities a person can have is confidence. Not arrogance, not superiority, but a quiet, calm, and assured sense of self. If you're at a point in your life where you know who you are, what you stand for, and what you bring to the table, that radiates outward in ways that can be more striking than anything else. Think about interactions you have in day-to-day life. Do store clerks go the extra mile to help you? Do acquaintances or colleagues, even if they're much younger, address you with genuine courtesy or even a touch of admiration? Perhaps people often say things like, "I appreciate your advice," or "I really respect your opinion on this." All these subtle cues point to the fact that your presence commands a level of respect. That is a hallmark of genuine, well-earned confidence. As a man who's seen plenty of confident women across various age groups, I can tell you that there's something particularly enchanting about a woman in her later years who has embraced her journey, wrinkles and all, and stands tall in her personal truth. Younger generations often see this and think, "I want to be like that when I get older." They're witnessing a living example of how grace and self-assurance look when combined. Confidence does something special. It disarms people's preconceptions. They stop seeing just your age and start seeing your character. It fosters deeper conversations. People are drawn to those who speak with authenticity. It elevates your overall attractiveness, making people want to listen, observe, and learn from you. So if you frequently notice respectful gestures from others, whether it's the way they speak to you, the invitations you receive to social gatherings, or even small courtesies in everyday life, that respect often stems from a deeper place of appreciation for the confident, self-assured person you've become. Stick around because we're about to talk about something intangible yet incredibly potent: your personal warmth and charismatic presence, which is sign number 6. 6, you exude a warm, charismatic presence that draws people in. Let's talk about warmth, not the temperature of the room, but that unmistakable glow you can sense the instant you walk into a space occupied by a truly gracious person. If you find that people gravitate toward you at parties or open up about their problems without much coaxing on your part, you might possess a kind of magnetic warmth that can't be easily faked. Charisma, especially in one's later years, is like a well-aged wine. It has depth, character, and a certain smoothness that younger individuals often can't match. It's not about trying too hard to impress. Instead, it's the result of a life rich in experiences, moments of laughter, sorrow, learning, and teaching that coalesce into a harmonious sense of self. What does a warm, charismatic presence look like? Ishiwachur, you listen to people genuinely without constantly checking your phone or worrying about what to say next. Your facial expressions are responsive. You smile when someone shares good news, furrow your brow empathetically when they express concern. You ask thoughtful questions that show you genuinely want to understand the other person, not just wait for your turn to speak. When you radiate warmth, people feel safe around you. They sense that you won't judge them harshly, that you'll show empathy, and that you might even offer wisdom gleaned from years of real-life experience. And trust me, that sense of emotional security is hugely attractive, sometimes in ways you might never realize. A personal anecdote. I once met a woman, let's call her Maria, at a friend's gathering. She was probably in her early 70s. Within 5 minutes of talking to her, I found myself sharing stories about my life I rarely told anyone else. There was no rational explanation for it other than she had this intangible warmth and a genuine curiosity about other people's experiences. It was as if she was giving me permission to be vulnerable, and it felt surprisingly comfortable. Now that's real charisma, and it's undeniably attractive. Ask yourself, do friends, neighbors, or even casual acquaintances seem to love spending time around you? Do conversations flow easily, with moments of genuine laughter or heartfelt understanding? If yes, then you're carrying an emotional magnetism that's both compelling and comforting. But hold on, we're not done yet. The final sign, the seventh sign, might be one you've overlooked, but it's a big one. Those little glances people steal when they think you're not looking. 7. You catch people stealing glances in your direction. Yes, it might sound trivial, but pay attention. If you ever find yourself catching someone's gaze from across the room only for them to quickly look away, or noticing that people do a subtle double take as you pass by, that's a strong indication you're turning heads more than you realize. It might seem like a detail you'd associate with youth, but attractiveness doesn't come with an expiration date. Why do people steal glances? Often it's because they see something they find intriguing, appealing, or even a bit mysterious. When you combine the other 6 signs, confidence, warmth, style, a captivating presence in conversation, you create a recipe for understated magnetism. Sometimes people won't even consciously know why they're looking. They might sense your grace, your unique style, or your self-assured aura that sets you apart from the crowd. Here's the thing about stolen glances. Chrononatron. They're usually unguarded, spur-of-the-moment reactions. People aren't trying to flatter you. They're just genuinely drawn to something about you. They can come from people of any age, young adults, peers, or even those older than you. Attraction and admiration transcend age brackets when it's genuine. You might catch someone's fleeting smile or a curious look, indicating they're trying to figure you out or simply admire you. I remember walking into a local bookstore and noticing an older lady, probably in her mid-70s, sitting by the window reading. There was something about her posture and overall style. She wore a casual, well-fitted jacket, had neatly styled salt and pepper hair, and radiated a calm confidence. I found myself taking a second look, not because I intended to, but because she had that something special. This is exactly the kind of moment that might be happening to you, even if you're unaware of it. So, if you've ever caught someone in the act of giving you an extra second of their gaze, maybe accompanied by a small, sheepish grin, that's a telltale sign. Don't dismiss it. Embrace it. It means your beauty is making an impact, quietly but unmistakably. In conclusion and call to action. Now that we've gone through these 7 signs, let's do a quick recap. 1. People praise your energy or vibe, not just physical traits. 2. Younger generations admire your style and poise. 3. People pay full attention when you speak. 4. You receive compliments on distinct features like hair, skin, or posture. 5. Your confidence is respected and acknowledged by those around you. 6. You exude a warm, charismatic presence that naturally draws people in. 7. You catch people stealing glances when you least expect it. If you recognize yourself in any or all of these signs, congratulations. You have a powerful, enduring attractiveness that goes far beyond surface-level concerns. And if you're still unsure, I encourage you to pay attention to the small interactions in your life. Sometimes it's the fleeting moments, a kind smile from a stranger, a compliment on your posture, or a younger person asking for style advice, that validate the magnetic presence you might be overlooking. Before you go, remember this. Your attractiveness isn't confined to a certain decade or number. It's the culmination of everything you've been through, learned from, and grown into. Age is an asset in this equation, not a liability. It brings depth, authenticity, and that subtle sparkle of lived experience. That's the kind of beauty that truly stands out. I want to hear from you. Which of these signs resonated with you the most? Have you had experiences where you realized just how captivating you still are, even if it caught you off guard? Share your stories in the comments. I genuinely love reading them, and your insights might just inspire someone else who needs a little boost of confidence. If you found value in this video, consider hitting that like button and subscribing. Share this with a friend, a colleague, or even a family member who could use a reminder of their own inner and outer beauty. After all, a little positivity goes a long way. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch or listen. Your journey is unique, and I truly believe you have so much to offer this world. So keep shining. Until next time, take care and remember, true beauty at any age begins in the heart.